So in this video I am going to explain solution of this question which were recently asked in Codeforces around 908 related for division 2. So first let us understand the problem statement. So the name of the problem is anonymous informant. So what problem said that we will be given an initial array B. Okay. And what they have tell us that the original array A was there from which my array B is obtained from by using some number of operation on my original array. So how operation is defined? Operation is defined like that. I will choose a fixed point in my original array. And what is a fixed point? So fixed point is a point in which the the value of ith index is equal to I only. So that is a fixed point. So now they have tell that by choosing this fixed point I will left shift my original array A by x time, or I can say by I times. Okay, so by by performing k such operations on my original array A, I will obtain a array B. So now they have given us array B, and we have to tell whether there exists a array A from which my this array B is obtained from performing k operations. Then I will print yes, else I will print no. Okay, so this is the whole problem statement. So now I will tell you the problem solution. So I will consider this test case for this question. So you will consider this simple test case. But before approaching to this test case, I will simply tell you one thing, that you can see if I am having a original array. Wait a minute. If I am if I am having a original array like this, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, you can see all the indexes are fixed point in this original array. So by performing a single operation on any of the index, by performing a single operation on any of the index, you can see what is the changes. So let us take an example. In this I am performing an operation of this. You can see my third index is equal to 3 only, so I can perform an operation on this. So by performing operation in this I can simply left shift this value by 3 times. So by left shifting this value 3 times, you can see what will my array will become. So my array will become like this. This 3 will come here it will be 2 1 and then 5 and 4. Okay, so now I will take one more chance. So if I choose this 4, so then what will my array become? So if I choose this 4, then I will left shift my original array 4 times. So by left shifting original array 4 times, this 4 will came at last position. You can see I am simply like here 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, and at the last 5. So you can see there is a simple observation in both of these test cases, and the observation is like this. If I am choosing 3, then my last index is become 3 only. And you can see if I am choosing 4, then my last index by performing operation on the array is become 4, which means if I am choosing an index I, then after performing operation of this index, after performing operation on this index I, then in the resulting array or in the next array, this ith position will become the last position of my next array. Okay, so this ith position will become the last position of my next array. Here you can see if I am choosing 3, and after performing operation on this 3, my 3 came at last. You can see if I am performing operation on 4, then my 4 came at last. Okay, so this is the simple trick you have to remind. So now let us become this test case. Okay, this is a sample test case. Or now I will tell you like this. So you can see if I am having a original array like this, and by performing some number of operation, this array is become to B only. You can see. So you can see in this test case I have k is equal to 3. Okay, so for this test case I have k is equal to 3, which means there are some key operations. This is representing an operation only. So some I have 3 operations, means I have once I have performed operation 1, then 2, then 3, then my resulting array B will be looking like this only. Okay, but now I have to tell what I have to do. I will simply revert all the operations from B to A. Okay, so what I will do, you can see my last operation done on B was this operation. Okay, so what does this operation represent? What does this operation represent? So this operation simply represents the last index, because you have seen after performing operation on any index, that index will came to the last position only, right? Which means in the last position my 3 will be at its correct position, which means this 3 will be at index 3 only in the previous step. Okay, so if I go to previous step, this is the original array B. So then if I go to previous step, then this 3 will came at its original position 3. Okay, then I will reindex all of the elements according to this position only. So the reindexing will be look like this only. Here you can see 4 and 3. Okay, mm, yes, 4 and 3. So you can see I have done single operation. Now it stands for this operation, right? So you can see this is 3 only. So which means at this position the operation which was done was on this index. Okay, so which means I have to put this value at its correct position again. So what is the previous array could be again. So if I am having this 3, so this 3 will become at its original position, which is this only, or I can say which is this only. Then what is the reindexing of original array? The reindexing will be look like this only, and here it is 3 and here it is 2. Okay, this is clear too. Then the only one operation left is this. So if I do this operation, which means by doing this operation my the value which is this only, which is 2. Before this operation this index 2 will be at its correct position, or I can say will be at its highest position. So which means this 2 will came at its second index. So if this 2 came at second index, then this means this 2 will came at this position, this is second index. Then reindexing will be look like this only, 3, 3, 4 and 3. So this is the original array A from which my B was obtained. I hope this is clear to you. So this is the whole problem illusion for solving this problem. But there are some cases. What are the some edge cases? Which means where are the points where my answer does not exist. So you can see this is if this is my original array, which means by performing some number of operations I will take the last index to its original position. Okay, but in the case if my last value is greater than n, okay, you can see if it is 3, so let this value be 7. You can see if this value is 7, which means I does not have any index 7 in this whole array, which means I cannot place this element at the 7th position because my size is smaller than 7, which means this is not a valid operation, which means for this array B the answer does not exist. So in short term I will tell you that after performing some of the operations, if at any point if my last index became greater than or equal to n, I can say if greater than n, then my answer does not exist in that case. Okay, so this is the one base case. Another, how will you deal from these queries? Because I am taking 3, then I am putting this 3 at its correct position, then performing the operation for the corresponding last index, and then taking it back to the original position. Then finding the what is the last index and taking it to the original position. I think so by shifting the whole array some number of times it would be very costly operation, right? So you can see there is a very simple trick from which you can index, because you can see I does not need the rearranging of array because did not require the rearranging of the whole array. Instead I can simply calculate the corresponding last index by performing the operations on the last index only. So by performing operation on the last index, right? So you can see if my last index, you can see if in this case you can see if my last index was like this only, if I am taking this right only, wait a minute, yes. So you can see in this case my last index was 3. Okay, so you can see my 4, 3, 3, 2, 3. So this is my last index. So if I show you the code, I am calculating the next last index for the corresponding last index. So wait a minute. So this is the code only. So first I will tell. So first I am calculating the distance, which is left. Okay, what is the left distance? You can see if in the next array my last index will came at this position, then what is this distance? Okay, so what is this distance which is remaining? if I show you what is this distance which is remaining at this point. So what is the distance which is remaining? It will simply equal to size minus the current value, which is 3. Right? You can see size minus current value, because this is the only thing which is giving me the answer. Right? So it is the distance which is which is the distance between the next last index and my current index. Right? So if I have calculated this index, I will simply add this distance in my original index. You can see I will simply add this distance in my original index. So if my original distance was n minus 1, then I will simply add plus n minus last index and simply take it modulus when such that it does not overflow. So by doing this operation, by using this formula, I will calculate the corresponding last index by performing the next operation on the current last index. Right? So by repeating the operation some number of times, I will calculate the answer. So if at any point my last index is greater than n, then I will simply print no and return. And else, if all the values are satisfied, then I simply print yes. But you can see there is a one case. You can see my k is given to 1e9. Yes, you can see. But you can see my k is given to 1e9. But I cannot perform all these operations by iterating because it will give me TLE. But you can see, if I perform the operation n times or k times, minimum of n comma k times, it is one and all the same thing, because the arrays become cyclic only after some number of operations. So in the starting, I will simply mark k as minimum of n comma k, which means at most I am performing k operation n times only. So you can see I will simply, again if I tell you, I will check the last index. If it is greater than n, then I will simply print no. Else I will find the next last index corresponding to current last index. Okay. So if all the conditions satisfied, I will simply print yes and return. So if you have any doubts, you can comment me down in the comment section. Till then, stay tuned for the next one. Thank you.